Let's see. Oh, hey everyone. How you doing? And if you're wondering about this, why am I wearing this? I got this during my birthday over at Belterra. They hand these out for those who had a birthday, along with a really delicious brownie. And for those of you who are going to be asking me, I had a swell time on my birthday. But enough of me celebrating my birthday. I got these and I tried them because they're having this contest here, you see, Pitch Black versus Baja Blast. And here's one thing I think of this a jip. I mean, get a load of this. It says here, pick a favorite, hashtag your vote on Twitter, vote Baja Blast or vote Pitch Black. Follow on MtnDew.com. Winning flavor stays in stores. Sadly, I prefer not to have a Twitter. I'm very much occupied on my Facebook and YouTube as it is. So sadly, I don't have a Twitter account. And for those of you who think they found me on Twitter, one word: imposter. And my vote for this, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm talking about this today is because, well, it's because I don't have a Twitter account, so I'm gonna tell you what I think on YouTube and on Facebook. My vote for these two folks, the winner is Baja Blast. I know, some of you are thinking Pitch Black. Even though Pitch Black is really, really good, but it's too grapey. It's like a strong grape-flavored soda. I mean, it's okay, but it's not as delicious as Baja Blast. And as for Baja Blast, me and the Blast go way back. Ever since they announced it on Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. Every time when I order 12 soft tacos, and which drink I choose Baja Blast. Even though those 12 tacos is a harsh mistress. No doubt about it. And of course, my grandma hardly go to Taco Bell. So, that's her choice. But anyway, ever since I heard that Baja Blast is now out in stores, I was thrilled. Of course, I was shocked to read that it's for a limited time only. And I wish they stayed in stores. And I heard about this contest. My vote is for Baja Blast. Because I collected cans and bottles, different cans and bottles of Baja Blast here. Because I really love Baja Blast. My precious. It's my #1 favorite. I like it a lot. And even though those other Mountain Dew brands like Whiteout, it's really good. And of course, Dew Shine, it's delicious. Really good. But to me, Baja Blast made #1. Because it's my flavor of choice. Flavor of choice. So for those of you who want to, who agrees with me with Baja Blast, please leave a comment down below and tell me that you agree with me or not. And for those of you who wants to go against me and choose Pitch Black, shut up. I mean, it's your choice. But even though it's just my choice over yours. Let's agree to disagree. But of course, there's one soda I wish they would have bring back. I wish they'd bring back Crystal Pepsi. I mean, I remembered it when I was a little kid when it came out. Crystal Pepsi was so good, and I wish they return. I mean, I heard they're bringing it back, but it's only for somebody who wins a contest. And this one critic I heard named Cinema Snob, he got a couple of casings of Crystal Pepsi from the company because they know he's a big fan of Crystal Pepsi. Sadly, he didn't save me any because I don't know where he is. So I would love to have a Crystal Pepsi. But my heart will always lie to Baja Blast. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. But enough about the products. Let's get to review, shall we? Since it's Asian month, let's get to another review, shall we? And it is Sweet Homes. Now, the reason why I'm showing you the picture of it and not the box, because I couldn't find the DVD of it. So I just find it online and I downloaded it and watched it. And I loved it. It was really good. It's a very scary story. It's about this big house in the middle of nowhere, and it was owned by a woman who lost her child, and the guys who owned the house, they hid the body of her baby, and they set her on fire. Don't ask why, because Japanese stories don't have reasons. Don't have a reason why or anything. Anyway, it was the most most infamous haunted house in Japanese history. So therefore, a documentary director decided to do a documentary of that house. And he came to that house since the owner of that big house gave him the key, and they know he's going to die in there. But they don't care. So the documentary director, he brung his daughter, who is a sort of a setting designer who makes sure the camera points this way. And of course he has the sound person who is his new girlfriend, and she's trying to be a good stepmother to his daughter because her real mother passed away. Old stepmother story, right? And of course they have the sound guy and their host, who is a woman who's also a reporter, who talks about the horrors of that house. And of course the sound guy have the hots for her. Why is it that every guy always have a crush on a girl who is way out of their league? I mean, heck, I've been through that in high school. It's best being with somebody who likes you than somebody who doesn't like you. So, it's my opinion. And one thing that's really creepy about this house, it's overrun by self-possessed axes. It keeps moving around and keeps aiming at the director, going all chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. And also, they did affect the host, the reporter. And the really creepy thing of all, the really creepiest thing of all, is that that every time when somebody who goes into that house, they see this huge shadow hovering over them, and they're trying to stay away from the shadow because the shadow burns their bodies. That's just weird. I mean, shadow causing you to burn. Never thought that the ghost was a pyromaniac. Ooh, fire, my friend. Ooh. And of course, sadly, the reporter died, and so, I mean, well, their diva, actually. Their diva died, and so did the sound man. And even though he was trying to run for his life, that Shoto got half of him, so pretty much he was burned in half, but still crawling, asking for somebody to help me, help me, help me. So now it's up to the director, his girlfriend, and his daughter. And from out of nowhere, out comes this raggedy man who pretty much knows the history of that house because he was the guy who fell for the woman. And, you know, it's really shocking to all of you because you think he's going to be the guy who'd be like the only hope, like he's the Van Helsing to their own thing. Thought he was the only help for all of us. But sadly, he's dead. I hate stories where our hero thought would be the only one to help us out of here, and then all of a sudden gets killed. I hate that. So now, and also to make matters worse, the ghost itself mistaked the director's daughter as her own daughter, her own child. So, the ghost kidnapped her, sadly. That sucks. But one thing that's really cool that I discovered in this one is that the director's girlfriend, she decided to do something very brave. So she picked up the clues, picked up the whole mystery, what happened, and discovered that there was a casket where her baby was at, and of course the child died in their history. So what the stepmother is trying to do is trying to be responsible, to be mother-like. So she puts on an old dress to make herself look like a mother type, and tried to bring the casket all the way towards that ghost, so the ghost can give her stepdaughter back. While the director himself, he's trying his best to try to find a way to get out of there. And to make a long story short, they made it. The director, his girlfriend, and his daughter, they finally made it out of here. And of course, at the end of that is the best scene. That is the neatest scene of all. At the end of the movie, where they show the castle and the credits were rolling, at the end of the credits, the castle, the house itself, it collapsed. And I thought that was pretty cool. And also, it made me think of one thing. Castlevania. I mean, for those of you who ever beat the game in Castlevania, after you defeat Dracula, Dracula's castle starts collapsing. I thought that was the inspiration for the ending scene of Sweet Homes. And Sweet Homes was made in 1989. Pretty much the same year as that Tim Burton Batman movie I love so much. And here's the neatest thing of all. This video game company called Capcom, you know, they're the ones who made Street Fighter. Well, they loved this movie so much, they decided to make their first horror video game. And on Sweet House, all you have to do is you play these characters from the movie, and you go into that house, and you go through all the twists and turns. You had to find riddles and keys, solving mysteries, and try to get out of there as quick as you can before it's too late. But sadly, that video game, Sweet Homes, that video game was for the Famicom. And in case for those of you who don't know what a Famicom is, it's a Japanese version of Nintendo. So pretty much it's a lot like Nintendo, except it's all Japanesey. Sorry for saying Japanesey. I mean, it's all Japanese. But here's something very interesting. The guys who made the video game of Sweet Homes, they use some of the essence and some of the design for the latest video game that we all know and love. Resident Evil. Some of you probably remember Resident Evil. You play those soldiers who goes in this big house and it's overrun by zombies. And of course it has the same kind of design but more 3D on Resident Evil. That like they use, like in the Famicom version, like on the Famicom game A Sweet House, when you're trying to go through the door, you start seeing a scene of a door start to open and you go in. And it's the same thing they use on Resident Evil. When you go to a door and you open the door, you hear that and the opens door and we go in. So pretty much that very popular, Sweet Homes was Capcom's first horror video game they made before they made Resident Evil. And of course, I played the game myself. The game is really good. It's pretty creepy. But why the actors had to sound so lame? Seriously, it's just really lame. Well, that's my review for the day. So, you better stay tuned. There's going to be more Asian films for me to review. So you better stay tuned. And for those of you who are zombie fans, like my grandma, I'm not. I'm more of a vampire fan. But for those of you who are zombie fans,